Hey everybody, it's Christine and welcome back to day 6 of the Back to School Crafty video series. We have today and tomorrow and then we will be wrapping the series. So be sure to visit Susanna and Sarah for your chance to get some great inspiration as well as to get in on the giveaway. I am going to be creating a huge focal point on my layout today, and I am going to be using the Photo Play paper collection called Think to Remember. Actually, it's hashtag Think to Remember. And this is a softer, more muted collection, kind of has that old school feel to it. Definitely different from the back to school collection from Doodlebug. Different colors, different shades, and just a whole different style, which was why I got it. I wanted to work with something that was a little bit different. And so what I am doing here is I've cut out this huge apple on my silhouette. It is about 9.5 inches wide and similar in height. Obviously it's not a square, so it's not exact, but, and I am going through and I am going to use this red patterned paper, which it's red on the other side, and cut out a whole bunch of 1 1/4 inch circles. And then I am going to create scalloped layers on this apple. So I just did a strip across here and I am just applying those circles next to each other. And then I am just going to go through and start filling in and create rows to create scallops. This is a really simple technique, time consuming, but simple. And if you could do it with pretty much any shape. I just thought it would look neat with an apple. And the trickiest part really is the edges, which you see there. Like I cut that one in half and I'll have to do lots of finagling to get the edges and trim things up and stuff. But in the end, it makes for a really unique look, and it also isn't hard to do. It doesn't require any major extra supplies. Just a circle punch and some scissors and adhesive, and you're ready to roll. So you can see I'm just filling in. So this pretty much took, this 9.5 inch apple took pretty much the entire sheet of patterned paper with circles. Mostly because they're overlapping and that kind of stuff. And I was actually kind of concerned if I was going to have enough, but I ended up right on, like literally I have probably an inch of paper left. So that worked out really well for me. And I went with a simple red patterned paper. This one would be a hard technique to do if you had like stripes on it or plaid or something, because the lines would all end up going wonky directions. But this one has just the plus and minus sign on it in a lighter shade of red, and so I felt like that would work good, and it did. I don't think it's distracting at all from the actual end design. So now you're going to see me wrap it up here, and I am going to just show you a little bit about how I finished up the edges. So you can see right now it has lost its shape, and I am just kind of tucking paper into little parts that need some coverage, and then I'm just going to flip it over and cut around it and give it back its shape. I did ultimately end up just filling in a few spots with just some flat plain old little scraps, because there's just some edges where it just doesn't really matter what's there. You can see it's come together here now, and then at the very end of the whole process I will kind of pull those scallops up and bring out that scallop look that way. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my pictures on there. Now this was a big decision for me because I didn't want to have this huge focal point and cover up the pictures, but you also don't want the pictures not to be the star of the show. And so I played with it in several different ways, and ultimately I decided I really liked how this looked. I cut out this green paperclip paper and just cut out a strip of it, and then I'm gonna put my photos onto that and just put it right across the apple. And I think it still brings out the uniqueness of the apple, but it also puts the pictures front and center. And so it allows both parts of it, both the art and the story, to really show. And that is generally my goal when I scrapbook. I want the artistic elements to show and not be not overshadowed by the pictures, because it is scrapbooking, but I think you understand what I mean. Or hopefully you do. Like, you want the artistic elements to show too when you put the work into it. but you don't want to overshadow the pictures and you want the story to be told. So, okay, I'm rambling. Let's move on. I'm adding preschool up top there, and you can see it's off balance. And yes, that's driving me crazy. It's probably driving you crazy too. I am going to add some elements to it as well as some corner patterned papers to help offset that. I cut out the core. Is that the right word? No, the stem. I cut out the stem for the apple, and I actually put some foam adhesive, some squares on there so that it would pop up a little bit, just because I felt like the whole thing needed a little bit of dimension. And then I'm just kind of playing around here with stickers. Really, I don't feel like this layout needs a lot. I think the apple and the pictures take care of the job. So all I'm going to do is just add a couple little stars there to help bring some balance up there to the word preschool. Unfortunately, the word is just not symmetrical when you break it up. And then I'm going to add on some brown mist all around the edges here, just to add a little bit of whimsy to the whole thing and break up some of the white space, because there's a lot of white space at this point. Finally, what I'm going to do is just cut a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square and then cut it in half to make triangles and add those to my corner, and I think that really helps to add balance up there as well. So thanks so much for joining me today. I do have a prize up for grabs. If you leave a comment and are a subscriber, you can do that today. You can do it on Sarah and Susanna's videos. You can also do it on any of the videos from this week, including those people that I've collaborated with, and you will have multiple chances to get in on this great prize. Thanks so much for joining me. We will see you with one more video tomorrow.